Corona and lockdown have affected us all.
On both a business and personal level.
We are all feeling worried, lost, and frustrated.
There is very little we can control at the moment.
But we want you to know that Professional Beauty
and Salon International are here for you.
We do webinars, articles, and seminars
to help you get through these tough times.
Our business is at the heart of the industry.
We are in this together.
We will recover.
And we will come back stronger than before.
Well, there we go. And good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this second webinar of the day. And we now have Shani Leon, who's the founder of My Appointment. And she'll be talking to us about the challenges we face, and the struggles to obviously with a high-touch industry that we are in, and how we overcome the lockdown problems that we have. And she's going to give us some valuable tips, tools to implement online strategies for your business. Shani's passionate about technology and the beauty and hair industry, and also empowering women. But sometimes I think I need to be empowered as well, Shani. So anyway, over to you. And let's welcome you to our webinar. There we go.
Thank you.
We'll
sorry,
empower
Shani. You as well. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to mention to our audience that we have the chat on the Zoom system. Do please use that to say hi and engage with us. But if you have specific questions, please use the Q&A. You'll see the tab at the bottom of the screen. That way we can make sure your questions don't get lost in the chat area. So thank you for that. And if you're on Facebook and you have a question, please put it on Facebook, and one of the team will then relay that question to us as well. There you go. Over to you, Shani. Thank you.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. Let me just share my screen with you so that you can see what I'm seeing. Hold on one second. Okay, is everyone able to see my screen? Phil, you can just give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, so webinars are always a bit tough because we don't get any feedback. So at any point, if you want to interrupt me, just, post it on the chat in the questions, and I will get to everything and answer it. So thanks for the introduction, Phil. Just a little bit of a background is that I'm the founder of My Appointment. So I've been working in the industry. For those of you who don't know, My Appointment is an online booking app and a salon management system. So I've been working within technology in the industry for the last few years. And I wanted to just share a little bit about technology. Our My Appointment program is fully online, so we've got a lot of online focus, and I wanted to just give you some tips on how to implement some online strategies for your business, just based on what we've been seeing happening in the industry. Okay, so just to get some feedback from you guys, if you can just type in the chat box maybe a little bit about your current online strategy. So I just want one word, and I'll give you some time to do it now. But as I was saying, it's the topic of my talk is salons are such a high touch industry, and that's great. And we're actually getting a lot of attention over it. And we're a high touch industry, and we really do connect with our customers. And that is a great thing because it gives us
Oh dear. Unfortunately, Shani, you seem to have frozen. I'm not sure what we do about that. Don't know if you can hear me, maybe Shani, but you perhaps need to refresh. Has Shani disappeared for you as well, Natasha?
Yes, she has.
Okay. Sorry about this, people. We will see where we go with this. This has never happened to us before. I'm just trying to communicate with her. The wonders of modern technology. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, I will do. Okay. Oh, you're back. I don't know. Not on my side, you're not, but hopefully. You might need to refresh, I think, Shani.
Okay. I think I'm in. I'm just not a panelist.
No, that's strange. Yeah, might be the best way of doing it. We've never had this happen before.
Obviously about an online presentation.
We had one earlier and it worked. Yeah, have you got the link that I sent you?
Yeah, that's how I joined earlier. I'm in.
Yeah, no, you've gone now completely. So you need to click on the link that we sent you a couple of days ago.
Yeah, let me go do that again.
Okay. All right. Okay, thanks. Sorry about this, audience. There's a bit of irony that we're talking about technology, and technology has failed us. Thank you, Shivani. Yeah, if there is a drop in Zoom, wouldn't surprise me. Everybody's using Zoom. But I must say, this is the first time it's happened to us. But there we go. Shani. There we are, you're back.
Okay, great. So obviously, a presentation about how to implement an online strategy would cut me off.
Oh, the irony, yeah.
Gotta love it. Okay, I'm gonna try and reshare my screen now. Okay. Great. Okay. Okay, are we back?
Yeah.
I don't know where you head up until. Gotta love it when you're talking to yourself. So just a one sentence recap. I was just talking about how we are such a high touch industry. We are so closely connected to our clients, and it is difficult to transition to an online strategy. So if anyone can maybe just post in the chat just a one word about your current online strategy. So where have you been up until now? Have you given any focus into your online strategy? Have you implemented anything online? Was it something that wasn't important to you, that was on the back burner, that you thought maybe was not necessary in your business? So let's just see the chat. Okay, so non-existent is something that's come through, okay? And changing is also something that has come through. And I think this is true for a lot of salon owners. And that is one of the reasons I wanted to do this, is because it hasn't always been top of mind or a top priority, and we have been jolted into this complete, different world now, and it has highlighted the gaps in our online strategies. Okay, so in the beauty industry, there are 4 key things that we have seen that you can implement for online, okay? Those key pillars are online bookings, online voucher sales, product sales online, and virtual consultations. Virtual consultations has obviously come up, lately, because as I said earlier, if you can't be in store and you can't see your clients, where do you go? The only place you can go is online. So I'm going to just touch on all of these briefly. I just want to mention, I'm not going to talk about social media and the online marketing aspect. There's a lot of information about that out there. And there are a lot of experts in the field. What I'm going to talk about is operationally. How do you take your operations and turn them into something that is viable online? Okay, so the first thing is online booking. And I want to compare the beauty industry to some other industries, because when you look at that comparison, it does make it very clear. So you need to keep your business open 24/7 to get bookings. You cannot tell your customers that they are only allowed to book during office hours. So as a comparison with another industry, imagine you wanted to buy a plane ticket or book a hotel or do any of these things where doing them online is the norm. And the hotel or the airline said to you, you know what, only during office hours when I'm available to answer the phone and speak to you, are you allowed to support my business. So when you compare it to other industries where it's the norm, you see that, it does make sense. And my belief is that it should be the norm in the beauty industry as well. The other thing is that an online booking tool will free up your staff members to do other things. So when we look at it in a COVID situation, there are going to be a lot of additional responsibilities that your staff will have that they didn't have before. So they will need to sanitize, they will need to take temperatures, they will need to monitor people when they're coming in. And having online strategies to alleviate some of the work that they are doing in store can let them focus on that. Also, if you don't have a dedicated receptionist and you have therapists who are already busy doing all of their tasks, and they do also have these additional tasks now as well, if nobody can get to the phone, that's a missed opportunity for your business. So that is for when we reopen. You don't want to miss any appointments when we reopen. The biggest advice I can give to you for implementing any online booking strategy is that you need to just make sure it is reliable. If somebody goes and books an appointment for you with your salon online, that appointment is done. They cannot get there and that appointment does not exist. So it needs to be reliable. Okay. Another thing we can focus on is online vouchers. So vouchers are a critical part of our industry, as we already know. And again, when you compare it to the other industries that are fully online, again, why are we limiting people to only support us and purchase vouchers from us when they can come in and buy a voucher? We should allow our businesses to sell, even if we're not in the store, and even if clients cannot come to the store. So all of these are strategies that are applicable during lockdown and not during lockdown. So I'll touch on both aspects. During lockdown, it was impossible for them to come into the store. And as I've said throughout, you are a high-touch industry and your relationships with your clients are invaluable. And because of that, a lot of clients came out to support salons and buy gift vouchers. And we saw it. We saw that people who could not go into the salon, who wanted to support their salons, wanted to support their therapists, did go online and buy vouchers to support the businesses. Okay, the best advice I can give you from a technical point of view also is you need to make it an easy process to buy a gift voucher. And ideally, if you could integrate it into your point of sale so that you've got a good record of all the vouchers that were purchased, voucher numbers, values, all of those things, that would close the door to any type of fraud. Okay. Also, with the online always comes 24 hours. So online by nature is all day, all night. And I, for one, always forget birthdays. I even forgot my husband's birthday. And it is a great last minute, I can see Phil laughing at me. It is a great last minute life-saving thing that you can go online and buy a voucher for someone. There's no wait for delivery. You can go and get it straight away and be able to give a gift. And we need to be able to be offering our clients this online service that is nonstop. Okay, so the virtual consultations have come up recently. As I said, it was not something that I particularly saw coming, but you know, with difficult times come a lot of opportunities as well. So virtual consultations have been quite popular during lockdown, as it is the only way to stay connected and have that face-to-face, okay? Some people are charging for online consultations, some people are not charging, and they're just looking at it as an opportunity to retail. Whichever way you go, you need to make sure it is professional. And it needs to be as professional as an in-person consultation. I'm not going to go into any detail of how to do it because there are, again, lots of experts in this field, and I'm not a therapist, I'm not a stylist. So there are lots of experts who will teach you how to do it. But from a technology point of view, you need to make sure that your technology is ready and that you are ready. So you need to be prepared. You need to make sure your hardware and your software is ready. Your connection is fine, unlike mine, because I just dropped off the Zoom call. I don't know whose fault that was. And you need to have everything done ahead of time. Another key thing is make sure that you have sent out your link to your customer well ahead of time so that they know how to get there. And think about it like an actual meeting. You would never not tell them where to meet you, or just tell them 2 minutes before, like, oh no, we're going to that place down the road. So ahead of time, you need to prepare, you need to send things out. You know, we have also done like an integration to automatically send out links for virtual consults. So whatever tools you are using, make sure that you are prepared, that you are professional, and that it's well executed. Okay, the next item is online retail. And I've left this till the end because it is the biggest and there's the most to say about it. I want to try to show you guys a video. Phil, if you can just let me know. I'm just going to share this video with you guys. If you can just let me know if it comes up. Okay, are we good?
It's there, yes.
Great.
Hey, just that, thanks. You sure? Yeah. Username? Oh, Nick M? No. NM 1983? No. Zandy Pops? Sorry. Zandy Pops? No, okay. Don't worry, I'll help. What's your postcode? Oh, it's GU749ZT. Welcome back, Nick, forever. Please listen carefully to this bread license agreement before continuing with your purchase of a loaf of bread. If you do not, blah, blah, blah. You also agree not to use any bread-based product for any purposes prohibited by United Kingdom law, including without limitation, design, development, and manufacture of missiles, chemical, nuclear, or biological weapons. Tick. I'm afraid you've timed out. What? Sorry. Hello? Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Hey. Just one loaf, sir? Yeah, we just... What's your username? It's Nick Forever, but number 4, not the... Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to check that you're a real person. Could you say that for me? It's not even a word. Okay, how about this one? You know what? Forget it. This one? Hippopotamus. You're in. Great. I'm in. £8.85. It's supposed to be 98 pence. Plus express delivery. What's that? Oh, well, it's express delivery. It's fast. So there's, standard. Standard delivery, that's £4.99. Why? Bread insurance. You didn't untick the don't decline bread insurance option.
You know what, I think I'll risk it.
It is quite close to the sell-by date. Don't care. 98 pence it is. If you want to pop back in 5 business days, it'll be ready for your collection.
Well, I need it now, obviously.
Oh, OK. You want the take-home today price, so that's £3.27.
You know what, I'm going to go.
Come back soon.
I won't.
Very good.
Okay, so. Ooh, sorry, hold on. Let me just.
We're so glad you're here. In order to enter our...
Okay, great. Okay, so the point of that video is online retail is not easy. Okay, that was a video created by Google Analytics. And it's actually quite an old video, but it is so relevant and it really does get the point across. So online retail is not easy, but there's hope. Don't worry, I'm here to help you. So some of the biggest retailers online, people like Takealot, they are considered to be like the gold standard of online retail. And it's quite well known that they don't actually make profits, these big online retailers. So it's not an easy thing to implement, and it needs to be done properly and it needs to be done well. Okay, so the biggest thing that you've got to do is you've got to make sure that you've implemented it properly. As we saw in that video, you know, having something that is not easy to use is detrimental. Rather, don't implement something than implement it badly is what I say. So also one of the key things is make sure that you partner with the right people. There are tons of online retailing solutions. You know, we also have one, but there are a lot. But make sure you partner with the right people, because something that we hear a lot is everyone has a boyfriend, husband, father, uncle, cousin in IT. Don't worry, they'll do it for me. I have a brother who knows IT. They'll do it. It's not a small undertaking, online retail. So please make sure that you do implement it properly with the correct partners. Okay. Another big thing to be aware of if you're entering the realm of online retail is make sure you are 100% aware of all of the hidden costs. So there are costs to building, to setting it up, to running, to transacting, to shipping, to returning. There can be a lot of costs that you are not aware of upfront. So just make sure that you have done a complete deep dive before you enter into any sort of online retail setup, to know what is it costing me to set up and to run, and where will everything come in. Okay. So some big mistakes that you should avoid with online retail. Okay, so never sell stock that you don't have. Okay, this is a huge thing. Okay, so think about it again, like the video does. Just think about online things in terms of real face-to-face interactions. Will always give you your best gauge of if you're doing it right or wrong. If somebody walks into your salon and buys 3 creams, you will never tell them to walk out with only 1 cream. You will need to give them all 3 creams. They have paid for it and they're walking out with their merchandise. You would never take their money and send them away without it. Okay. One of the key things to do this is to have your online retail integrated with your point of sale, so that at all times you know exactly what stock you have on hand and you don't fall into the trap of selling stock that you do not have. That does cause a logistical nightmare. Okay. The next point is never deliver a product late after the expected date. So that speaks to 2 things. The first thing it speaks to is selling stock that you don't have, because if you don't have it, you will need to first get it to deliver it. Okay. So that's the first point. And the second point is your logistics need to be sorted out. When an order comes in, you need to fulfill the order and send it out, and your logistics need to be good. It's not a complex thing to do, but your execution needs to be good. Okay, ensuring a smooth customer experience. as I said, you need to, in the video, you need to make sure people are not reading things like hippopotamus or getting frustrated and logging out and logging in. You need to make sure it's a smooth customer experience. And the last big mistake I want to talk about is, again, something, don't be tempted to sell something that is already sold. So as we said, you know, online, you've got stock of 5 items and you sell all of them. That's great. You haven't yet put them in the box and shipped them off to the customer, and somebody walks into your salon and wants to buy those items. Those items are sold. So you need to take an online purchase treat it the same as a real purchase. You cannot resell that item to somebody standing in front of you. That item is sold and it should be in its box on its way to the customer. So these small things, they seem small, but they could be the downfall of successfully selling online. Okay, so what tools do you have? So the biggest tool that you have to use and to take advantage, and I encourage you to take advantage of it, is the relationship with your customers. So as I've been saying, because of the strong connection that you have with them, they do want to support you. The minute lockdown happened, we saw so many vouchers being purchased, and the salons who had loyal customers rarely sold a lot of vouchers. Those people want to support you. They want to buy their retail from you. They want to buy their vouchers from you. So you really need to tap into those existing relationships and make sure that they know that you are available for them online as well. And you need to also focus on your local community, because those are the people who we are serving, and you need to make sure that you are catering for them. In addition to your local community, online does give you the opportunity to expand. So the key point for me here is, if you have something unique that you can offer people who are further away from you, then you can tap into that. So as an example, if you are the best, if you do the best virtual skin consultation in the whole of Africa, you can now reach people in the whole of Africa. So if you have a unique online offering that you can offer to people who are not in your geography, this allows you to do that. And so in some ways it does expand your audience. And the last key tip I want to give you is to work with your suppliers, particularly for online retail. A lot of the suppliers in the industry want to support their salons and want to help them. So particularly with stock levels, you know, and online retail, work with your suppliers to make sure you can always fulfill the orders. They want to help you and they want to increase their sales. So it's a win-win situation. And a lot of the suppliers are really in the industry to help the individual salons. So we can't have a discussion without talking about COVID-19 and the end of the lockdown. You might be thinking, we are hopefully more than halfway through this lockdown. Opening is hopefully on the horizon. So I don't really want to spend too much time implementing an online strategy now, because even though things will be different when we go back, we will go back and we will be able to do treatments and we will be able to have that connection with our clients again. So the answer is that that is really the wrong thinking at the moment, because online is not a fad that is going out of fashion. We were always on this online trajectory anyway. The beauty industry in particular was not on it very fast, but we were always heading this way, and all COVID-19 and the lockdowns have done is expedite things. So it's pushed us to get there much quicker than we were on the path, but it is a necessary thing and it's not going away. The public has also been pushed to become a lot more online. So their mindset has changed as well, and we need to change to keep up with them. All businesses have been affected by the lockdown. I was listening to a report by the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and they were saying every single business is implemented, from your small local business to your multinational conglomerate. Everyone is being affected. And some businesses will pull through and some businesses will not. And one of their key pieces of advice was businesses need to differentiate during this time between good spending and bad spending. So bad spending is on things like lavish offices or, premises where the rent is way too high. Another example of bad spending is on a staff member who's underperforming. So if you have staff members who are not adding value and you're paying them too much and they're not adding any value, that's an example of bad spending. Examples of good spending included things like online strategies, lean processes, making sure you are efficient and lean to run in the future. So these kind of measures can help you see through and make your business stronger for when we are opening and going forward, more able to meet the demand. So in conclusion, before we take any questions here on the forum, if there are any, I just wanted to say this is a huge topic, and it's particularly huge in this industry. I am offering a free 20-minute session for anyone who wants to chat. You can just pop an email to info@myappointment.co.za if you want to chat about your specific online journey and which of those aspects you believe would benefit your particular business and maybe get any advice from me. You are welcome to drop an email to info@myappointment.co.za. You can put on the subject line, you can put my online strategy and just give me a little bit of detail about your business and your contact information, and we can set up a session to chat.
Thank you very much for that, Shani. That was good, interesting. Could we see, do we have any questions from some of the attendees? I know I've got one myself.
Okay.
But yeah.
We can start with
so nobody's got any questions, everybody's happy. Okay, so my question, Shani, is you mentioned about returns.
Yes.
Now, do you know, can you elaborate on what people's responsibilities are if somebody's bought, say, a cleanser product from a salon and then they want to return it? Do you know what?
So the key piece for online retail is that your returns policy must be clearly stated. So whatever your return policy is, whether it be opened or used or intact or within certain amount of days, whatever your return policy is, you need to be transparent, and the consumer needs to be made aware of what their rights are as a consumer and what the return policy is on this product, so that if it does arrive and it is damaged or broken or not what they wanted, or they changed their mind, or they opened it and then they didn't like it, it just needs to be clearly stated what the return policy is, and it can be per item. It doesn't have to be across the board.
Okay, cool. And presumably it's all got to happen speedily. You've got to accept the return. With things that if somebody wants to return something, do they have to pay the courier fee to get it sent back to you?
So that will depend on what the policy says, as well as for the reason for the return. So if something arrives and it's broken, that'll often be covered by your courier insurance, and they would be responsible. A lot of places do free returns because they want to encourage people to buy online. There are also options where you can, if you want to return something online, you can say, please collect it from me, or I will drop it at the closest store, or, so there are various options in terms of returns that can be covered. But the key point is to make sure that you have stated your policy up front, you know what your policy is. And to your point, tying into knowing what the hidden costs are, if there is no charge to return an item, then you need to factor into your costing that you might need to fit the bill for a collection of a return. So all of these things will have a cost implication, and they need to be thought out clearly. Yeah.
We do have a question, which was, would you need a website to implement this online appointments, etc.? Now, yes, you do need some sort of web online presence, and I know that
a web presence. Yes, you need
Yeah.
a web presence. If you don't have your own website, it's not an issue. Okay, so I can only talk for our product. On our product, we do give you a web presence, and you can also integrate it with a Facebook page. So if you don't have your own dedicated website, you are able to kind of use our web presence and piggyback off that, as well as integrating it with your Facebook page as an example. So some salons do not want the additional cost of having their own website, developing it, hosting it. So we do see a lot of salons that don't actually have a website of their own, and we give everyone a web page, and we also integrate with Facebook. So yes, you need a web presence, but you don't necessarily need your own site always.
Yeah.
Depending on what solution you want, of course.
I'm aware that some of your competitors also offer the same thing, and there are other ways of doing it as well. You can, I think, get a bolt-on shop, if you like, as well. And so there are lots of ways of doing it, but
yes,
you do need some sort of online presence.
You need something, even social media or a website or something, or partnering with people who offer it is also,
Okay, that's good to know. Oh, Shivani, will my online retailing be integrated on Facebook? Should be.
So it really depends on what kind of retailing solution you're going with, I suppose. There are some that are integrated, and there are others that are not.
Yeah. I seem to recall that other platforms like Instagram, or one of the is it Instagram or Pinterest? I think you can sell through as well. I'm not sure.
Yes, and Facebook has just launched Facebook Shop, which is also a shopping platform through Facebook. So there are loads of options. So you've got to just be clear of which option you're going with, what the pros and cons are, how it fits into your existing landscape, and what the costs are.
Okay, good stuff there. Thank you for that. Do we have any other questions at all? It would appear not. Is everybody happy on the chat then? We're going to get a thumbs up. Shivani's saying thanks. Yep.
Okay, great. If anybody wants to get in touch, I've left my contact details on there.
Yeah, and obviously they can always come through us if they don't, for some reason, have a pen and paper on hand. We will always pass these things on. Okay. There we go. Thank you for your time. Perfect. Thanks. Well, thank you for having me. Yes. Awesome. Thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day. And let's look forward to the salons reopening.
Yes.
It'll be soon. With luck. Yes. All right. Okay. Thanks, Shani. Okay. Bye now.